like if you found the video valuable. Chapter 1. The Complaint. The Penmore Hotel in downtown Boston hadn't had a serious incident in years. So when the front desk received a complaint about screaming and loud thumping from room 309, the night manager, Drew, expected it to be a drunk guest or a domestic dispute. When he knocked, no one answered. When security opened the door, the room was empty. No guest had checked in. No belongings. No sign of anyone. Just a strange black ink stain on the carpet. And on the wall, scribbled in that same black substance, she writes them in. They can't leave. Chapter 2. The Author. Room 309 had been closed for years after an accident. A fire had started in that room nearly a decade ago. The cause was never determined. But according to old records, the guest who stayed there at the time was Calla Wynne, a reclusive mystery novelist who vanished that same night. All that remained was her scorched typewriter, still sitting in the center of the room when the fire was put out. A sheet of half-melted paper jammed into the platen. Words still visible. The door closed behind him. He never saw daylight again. Chapter 3. The Detective. Detective Rowan Mace was called in to investigate the reappearance of activity in room 309. He didn't believe in curses. He believed in evidence. The typewriter was still there, somehow untouched after all these years. No dust, no ash, almost polished. He examined the keys. Every key was fine, except the letter I, which was jammed, stained with dried black ink that seemed to have soaked into the metal. He tried typing, and as he did, words appeared before his eyes, before the keys even moved. The paper read. Detective Mace knocked once. He wouldn't knock again. Chapter 4. The Pages. Back at HQ, Mace requested the fire report. In the box of evidence was a bundle of scorched papers, pages from Calla Wynne's unfinished novel. But something was wrong. Each character described in the book had the exact names and details of real people who had stayed in room 309 in the years before and after the fire. Dates, physical descriptions, habits, everything matched. Even the most recent complaint. A man named Peter Eddings was mentioned in the novel's final paragraph. Peter banged on the door. No one heard. The ink had already taken him. Peter Eddings was the guest who called about the noise. He had now disappeared. Chapter 5. The Librarian. Mace met with Nora Dellon, a literary scholar who had researched Calla Wynne's work. She was rumored to be experimenting with something called ink-bound narrative theory, Nora explained. A belief that words, written with intent and emotion, could shape reality. Wynne had once claimed in an interview, "If you write the rules well enough, the world listens." Nora handed Mace a single sentence Calla had written on the back of a book draft, circled in red ink. The characters must never realize they're fiction, or the ink unravels. Chapter 6. The Reflection. Mace returned to room 309 alone. This time, the room felt warmer, like it had been lived in recently. The bed was made. A suitcase was on the table. Inside the suitcase were clothes, matching the description of Peter Eddings. But every label had been replaced with pages torn from Calla Wynne's manuscripts. The mirror on the wall showed Mace's reflection, but it wasn't mimicking him. It stared back, motionless. Then it raised a hand holding a pen. Chapter 7. The Ending. Mace tried leaving the room, but the hallway outside now looped, door after door after door. He ran back to 309. On the typewriter sat a new page, typed neatly across the center. Detective Mace realized too late. He was never investigating the story. He was being written into it. The typewriter began typing on its own. Ink oozed from the keys. The final words. And so, room 309 claimed another page. Epilogue. The Penmore Hotel quietly removed room 309 from all future bookings. It's been bricked off, floor plans edited, signage replaced. No staff mention it, no guests know it existed. But sometimes, guests on the third floor report hearing faint typing in the walls. And one maid swears that, just once, she saw a blood-red typewriter ribbon sticking out from under the wall.